I posted a few videos in the last few days highlighting Trump's waning crowd sizes at his rallies. Not because it's a particularly important issue, it's not, but rather to highlight a liability with Donald Trump that this person may very well be the most easily manipulated full-grown adult in America. Kamala Harris merely has to continue alluding to his bored crowds and unfilled arenas, and Trump will take the bait like a kid to a cookie. And today, he proved her correct. He took to Truth Social, writing, "Kamala and Sleepy Joe are going out of their way to make it difficult for me to campaign. We had one of the biggest crowds I've ever seen on Saturday in Prairie du Chien, Wisconsin, where a terrible migrant crime was recently committed, and we ended up having to use a 750-seat theater, having to send away more than 50,000 people. They were unable to give us Secret Service protection commensurate with the crowd because they had to protect the president of Iran, who is doing everything possible to kill me at the United Nations event. We complained like hell, but there was nothing we could do." First off, Prairie du Chien is French for dog's prairie, so I suppose we shouldn't be surprised that Trump's brain immediately went to migrant crime. Remember, Trump never admits he was wrong, so now that he's accused migrants of eating your dogs and cats once, he will continue saying it for the rest of his life, in case you were wondering how stable of a human being we're dealing with here. But more importantly, if you're wondering where this whole tirade came from, here's the ad that Kamala's campaign posted yesterday.
We'll open Anwar again. I got it done. Ronald Reagan couldn't get it done. Nobody could get it done. I got it. It's probably the largest site in the world. Could be bigger than Saudi Arabia. And we will tap the liquid gold that's right under our feet, and we will, temporary ban, we will become energy independent. You know, we were energy independent 4 years ago. We will become, again, first time ever, we were energy independent, or any other country sell cars into the United States to the detriment of our workers. Because with what they're doing with electric car mandates and everything else.
She lays the bait, Trump bites. Rinse and repeat. After all, remember this?
And I'm going to invite you to attend one of Donald Trump's rallies, because it's a really interesting thing to watch. You will see during the course of his rallies, he talks about fictional characters like Hannibal Lecter. He will talk about windmills cause cancer. And what you will also notice is that people start leaving his rallies early out of exhaustion and boredom. And I will tell you, the one thing you will not hear him talk about is you. You will not hear him talk about your needs, your dreams, and your desires. And I'll tell you, I believe you deserve a president who actually puts you first, and I pledge to you that I will.
Vice President Harris, thank you. President Trump, on that point, I want to get your response.
Well, I would like to respond.
Let me just ask, though, why did you try to kill that bill, and successfully so, that would have put thousands of additional agents and officers on the border?
First, let me respond as to the rallies. She said people start leaving. People don't go to her rallies. There's no reason to go. And the people that do go, she's bussing them in and paying them to be there, and then showing them in a different light. So she can't talk about that. People don't leave my rallies. We have the biggest rallies, the most incredible rallies in the history of politics. That's because people want to take their country back. Our country is being lost. We're a failing nation. And it happened 3.5 years ago. And what's going on here, you're going to end up in World War III, just to go into another subject. What they have done to our country by allowing these millions and millions of people to come into our country, and look at what's happening to the towns all over the United States. And a lot of towns don't want to talk. It's not going to be Aurora or Springfield. A lot of towns don't want to talk about it because they're so embarrassed by it. In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. And this is what's happening in our country, and it's a shame. As far as rallies are concerned, as far as the reason they go is they like what I say. They want to bring our country back. They want to make America great again. It's a very simple phrase, make America great again. She's destroying this country, and if she becomes president, this country doesn't have a chance of success. Not only success, we'll end up being Venezuela on steroids.
Now, the fact that this could happen to a 78-year-old man is already pathetic unto itself, but the fact that it's now happened numerous times where Kamala lays the trap and Trump gets caught in it like clockwork goes to show the extent to which Trump truly cannot control his impulses. Always a stellar quality for the guy running to control our nuclear arsenal. I mean, think about it. We can make fun of him when he does it as it relates to crowd size because it's pathetic and also funny, but there are serious national security implications to how easily this guy can be manipulated. You think Vladimir Putin doesn't know how easy it is to manipulate Donald Trump? You think there's not a reason he's so desperate for Trump to be back in office? You think he doesn't realize how easy it is to get Trump to do his bidding? You think it's an accident that Trump has advocated for Ukraine to cede its sovereign territory to the Russians? Putin, along with Xi and Kim Jong-un and Erdogan, want Trump in office not because they like the guy, not because they're fans of his policies. They don't care about Trump. They don't care about American policy. They are looking out for their interests and only their interests, and Trump is a useful idiot who they can exploit. Period. Russia wants to undermine NATO. Trump will help them do it. Russia wants to expand its borders into Ukraine. Trump will help them do it. This isn't rocket science. Putin knows he can manipulate Trump, and so he wants him back in office to be able to do exactly that. Should we be worried that the worst bad actors in the world are fans of Donald Trump? Absolutely. And again, it's not because they like him. They don't give a shit about Trump. They act in their best interest, and Trump allows them to do that. Trump being good for dictators means that he is not good for America. So will I continue to highlight Trump's small rallies? Absolutely. Not only because it's a very simple way to humiliate him, although that's a perfectly fine reason to do so unto itself, but because he is quite literally broadcasting why he is a danger in office. He is a threat to our national security. His desperation to be part of the autocrat club in the world is only going to serve the purpose of other autocrats exploiting his very obvious weaknesses. Let's be clear, Trump is not the guy you want negotiating on your behalf. And that's a point, by the way, that Mark Cuban made in our latest interview.
What do you think about the implications of being able to be baited so easily that all Kamala Harris needed to do was dangle a few things out there, a few crowd size, a few rallies, your dad gave you money, and she would hook
It's crazy, yeah. Those are the kind of guys you want to negotiate against, because you can be in a negotiation for any type of business or any type of circumstances and just hit them with something that's going to piss them off or freak them out, and you have the edge, right? Because they're going to lose some of their confidence, and they're going to lose some of their objectivity, and they're going to lose some of their mind. So it's a huge edge.
Well, that goes against the message that he's trying to convey, which is that you want him in the negotiating room against the tough partners. Can you talk in that dichotomy there?
Sure. Oh, of course, right? I mean, it's not like Putin or Xi or any leader of a nation state didn't pay attention, right, and didn't notice what happened. And so, of course, now you might be more subtle in how you approach it. It could be like leaving something on a table in front of Trump, say Trump crowd size is down 30%. You might not have to say a word, right? It could be someone saying something to one of the other people in the room, right? An assistant talking to an assistant. Boy, we're really sorry to hear that Donald Trump's crowd sizes have fallen, and then just sets everything off. It's just so easy, that's a problem.
So when Trump beats his chest about his big, great deals, that is projection. That is him telling you that he's a great negotiator because he can't show you that he's a great negotiator. I'm sorry, but if you're the world's preeminent deal maker, then you wouldn't be the face of every failed licensing deal under the sun. From Trump Water to Trump Wine, Trump University, Trump Steaks, Trump Airlines, GoTrump.com. Which one of these was successful? The airline that you've never seen, or the university that paid out $25 million in a settlement for its fraudulent behavior? Take all the time you need with that one. And finally, because it totally, definitely doesn't upset him, here's the crowd at one of Donald Trump's most recent rallies.
Think of what our nation would be with no Russia-Ukraine war, no October 7th disaster in Israel and the Middle East. It's inflamed right now. It's inflamed like nobody's seen it for 50 years. No inflation and energy dominance. That's what we would have, energy dominance. We'd have no inflation. We wouldn't have either the Middle East or the Russia, Ukraine. What a different world it would be, wouldn't it be? Oh, we can't let them cheat on elections anymore. We will rebuild our cities, including Washington, D.C., making them safe, clean, and beautiful again. Right now, we have a capital that when you go down there, you have a damn good chance of being hurt, above something. And we will keep the U.S. dollar as the world's reserve currency. We're losing that.
Before you go, just a quick note, if you'd like to see more of my content, which is always free of advertising, sponsorships, and paywalls, please make sure to subscribe to this channel using the subscribe button right here on the screen. And if you'd like to support my work even further, you can grab a copy of my instant #1 New York Times selling book, Shameless, available for sale right now. That link is also on the screen. Thanks so much for watching.